what is research? Of course, you know that, but still, okay. Research is composed of two syllables, a prefix re and a verb search. Here, re means again, anew, over again. Search means examine closely or carefully, test and try, or to probe. So, the two words together forms a noun to describe a careful and systematic study in some field of knowledge undertaken to establish facts or principles. So that is what research, according to the definition as such, if you go. So I can say that research is a movement from known to unknown. Research is a movement from known concept to exploring the new concept, unknown concept. That's what research. And T.R. Kothari has explained this research very beautifully. That is, he says, research is a systematic and scientific search for knowledge. The knowledge can be a new knowledge or an added knowledge to the already existing knowledge. So, what we say, research is a scientific search, systematic and scientific search for knowledge. That knowledge can be a new knowledge or it can be a added knowledge to the already existing knowledge. Added knowledge means what? What is the meaning of that? Something we know, and then we are exploring something not known in that particular area. Like if you take about corona only, coronavirus, now what information we have regarding corona, there are a lot of information now we have, but when it is, if you go back to 2 years back when it started, we did not have any no information about it, and a lot of confusions, and people were did not know what to do and how to go about it. But now, and you can't believe that corona started and people started getting admitted within 3 months. In our own college, there were a lot of studies, I myself was witnessed, lot of studies started they're doing it to find out what all the factors are influencing the severity of COVID. All right, but now we have, that means so many people have done the study, and all the studies being accepted just like that by the journals, and they published it to know that, because some information let it come from the various studies. That's what the intention of the people or the doctors. Now we have, there are a lot of studies, but now selection of if anybody does a study also, selection of the study is little bit question mark, because we have some knowledge now. Now they are looking for only the added knowledge. Already existing some knowledge we have regarding corona, but what is new you are giving from your side to the whatever existing knowledge? That is what they are searching for it. So that is what research. It can be an added knowledge to already existing knowledge, or we are giving you a new knowledge in the area or in any particular. I can say that in the human service. All right. So main goals of research in the human service, because whatever research is done, it is for us, for the community, for the people. That can be employees. The employees can be IT sector or in different sector, or maybe related the bank services to the people. All right. So it is for the human service. The main goals are explanation. That means to determine why and how something occurred. Prediction, to make predictions about what may occur in the future. Okay. And evaluation, assess the worth of something, whether it is really good, whether it is required, whether it is not required. Okay, a lot of government has given a lot of policies, and so many things are doing for poor or people, whether it is really reaching those people or whether it's really required, evaluation of that. Okay, like that. That's also a research. And needs assessment. Sometimes we need certain things to draw decision, that is to assess the need for services, whether it is required or not. Okay, these are the main goals we can see in any research. It can be uh, it can be social science research or it can be medical research. These are the main goals we can see in conducting research. All right. There is one more as a description. That means to discover facts or describe the reality. What is happening? What is happening in the among the people, like whether they are happy or not, whether using the certain services or not, to just to discover and describe. So basically, our research in management studies or in the commerce or in social science, it is basically, I can say that it is a basic description. Okay, some amount of explanation and some amount of prediction, but the major portion is just a description. All right. So with these goals, okay, again I'll come back to the definition of research. It is a systematic and scientific search for knowledge in terms of describing, in terms of explanation, in terms of prediction, in terms of assessment. With all this, and that knowledge can be new knowledge or added knowledge to the already existing knowledge. That is according to Kothari, and it is a very beautiful definition wherever. And so far, whatever research methodology classes I've taken or workshops I've taken, this is one of my favorite definition because it gives clarity of what is research. All right. So now let us come to systematic and scientific means what? Okay. When you say systematic, it focuses on methodology in the sense various steps. It has to go, research has to be taken up with the one after the other. We cannot start with report writing and then you fix the then you select the topic of the study. We cannot do that. We have to start with the topic selection and then one by one, all the steps has to be covered. Then only we can write the report at the end. All right. So it is methodology. Systematic means it has to go stepwise, but these steps has to be done scientifically. So we say that methods. Each step has its own scientific methods. All right. So methodology and methods. Okay. Methodology means various steps, various stages, and methods means what all the techniques you use to achieve that particular step. That is called as methods. Okay. So that's what. Let us see the methodology and let us try to understand what are the methods also in briefly in the briefly about each step. All right. So hope you are there with me. Methodology.
Yes.
Methodology means the steps in scientific research. This is what methodology means. Okay. Various steps that has to be carried out to conduct any research. Okay. Now you know that because you have attended the previous session, you know that selection of the topic is the first step wherein without that you cannot proceed further. Okay. Selection of the topic. So, okay. So, if you select the topic properly, appropriately, then your research is half done. Okay. That's what simply, somewhere I read, Thomas Alva Edison is famous for inventing the bulb. Okay. But no, he is famous because he selected the right topic of inventing the bulb. So his topic was right topic and good topic, and he could invent bulb through that. Means he's become famous because of that. All right. So what I want to tell you that let us select a right topic for us. Okay. What is the meaning of right topic? Is there something called as right topic? All right. So right topic means what? The correct topic means what? So that is it is of my interest and it can be achieved scientifically. It can be proven scientifically. Scientifically in the sense what? There should be a data. You need to prove that or you need to give that or you need to substantiate or you need to answer that topic with the data. Okay. Empirical data. All right. So, and also it should be of your interest because the selected topic is of my interest. I'll be the things are half done. All right. So next step is gather information and resources. And next is form objectives and hypothesis. Next step is prepare a research design. Very important this step, because you get a total clarity with this particular the preparation of research design. Next, you perform experiment. Suppose your study is experimental study. If at all any the researchers from education, they have certain experiments, or the people those who are in this platform, if they are from nursing background or anybody is there, so for them experimentation is holds good, because experimental studies they conduct. Okay, or otherwise conduct survey and collect the data. Next, analyze the data, then interpret the data and draw conclusions, then prepare the report, then publish. Unless you publish, it will not become a knowledge. All right. These are the main steps in conducting research. So, select the topic, gather the information, form objectives and hypothesis, prepare a research design, and then conduct the after that collect the data. Like the perform experiment, conduct survey, and collect the data, analyze the data, analysis of the data, and then start writing for analyzed data, interpretation of the data, and draw the conclusion, and then prepare the report or thesis or write-up and submit for free uh, colloquium. Okay, then you submit it and then try to publish your research articles in the journals. Unless you publish, it will not become knowledge to others. All right. So every interest is to publish any research. So we have to have, if you know this proper research methodology, it helps you to publish in a good, bring it out good material, so that your research can be published in a very good journal. All right. So now let us take step one. That is, because all about our this talk is about the steps. All right. The first step here is select the topic. All right. Selection of the topic. Now, let us see how to select the topic. What are the process or procedures? See, I told you methodology means various steps. Methods means how you going to achieve this particular step, with which method you adopt. So, what is the method to select any topic? How we can select a topic? That is a question mark now. So, selection of the topic. See, people say that I don't know any topic. Okay, and somebody has given this topic and I don't know anything about it. All right, and my topic is this, I am not interested now. All right, all these things are there. But then, okay, if at all, okay, if at all you have any topic, that is in your hand, that you can change your topic in a different way. Through the objectives or through the hypothesis, we can bring it out something better, which is interesting to you. All right. So the selection of the topic is very important component in the research methodology, because as I told you, if the right topic is selected, your research work is half done. Okay, then 50% only is remaining. All right. So how to select a good topic? It is also called as research problem. Why? Because research means problem solving also. All right, finding out some the new information through the journey of your whole research. All right, so we call this as research problem also. Okay, topic or the research problem. How to go about it? You need a topic. So how to select a topic? Okay, first of all, the only thing you can believe is literature. All right, the strong knowledge or strong information regarding the topic and the in and out of the topic given by only the literature. All right, literature is a basic and the basic step in the selection of the topic. What's the meaning of literature here? Literature means already done studies. Okay, already done studies. You have to read and read and read, so that Read and read and what? The studies being done. Now it is not difficult because all the domains, mostly the certain domains are very free. The Google Scholar is there, and there are a lot of other domains are there wherein you can get only research articles, okay, so that you can read that. So and then you can like select a good topic out of it wherein you are very clear about your topic, okay. Literature, the one help. Another help is experts and guide or experts in that particular area. Once you decide, okay, whether I can select this topic, but I don't have any much knowledge about it, I don't know whether I should continue with that, then you discuss with experts and discuss with a guide, because they will give some light on that, whether it is possible or not possible, or go to the field or go to the people where you have selected the topic, on whom you selected, you go to them, field visits. You go to them, you see, check whether it is possible or not. Okay. So experts and guides are the one more source for selection of the topic. Next is colleagues and friends. Definitely they'll help you to select. At least they can tell that no, that you don't take it. Not good topic, right? So, like then own experience, your own experience. All right. So see, maybe after if you do certain studies, if you start reading literature, definitely one or the other research topics. Now, why one? You'll get 50 research topics in your mind. So the culture of reading certain studies, okay, uh, the literatures, it is very important. It is very good wherein you that own experience. I told you yourself you can give suggest some topics to others also, okay, and you can be very clear about your topic, and you can finalize your topic through these steps. All right. So topic selection, topic finally will be finalized, so that yes, now I'm going with the same topic, wherein this is what I know, the topic, whatever contents are in the topic, and I am very clear, so that every word I am clear about it. So you should be anybody ask any question on that particular topic, you should be able to answer about it. Because whenever topic you select, any research problem you select, best person to answer that what is that about is a you only. Suppose if I ask you what is this topic, if you fumble, that means what? You are not clear about your own topic. All right. Now, for example, see, my topic is work-life balance. All right. So now in work-life balance also, there may be I know that stress is involved and a lot of aspects are involved, but still I am not clear about which topic I have to finalize. My one area is I want to do in study a work-life balance. Then I have to start. Now what I have to do, after one concept comes to in your mind, then start searching about that studies on that particular that particular area, and then you study which topic you have to finalize under work-life balance. All right. Now, finalizing means what? That properly, like work-life balance among whom you are including this particular in this work-life balance, with which IT sector or employees or teachers or government employees, whom you are selecting for this particular work-life balance, and what are the factors involved. Now, what is the meaning of work-life balance? That is also important. The technical terminology of that particular topic also is very important. All right. So the topic selection is the first step wherein you can depend on all these methods. All right. So now, say work-life balance. I finalized, suppose reading all this and asking some experts also. So I finalized my topic as antecedents and consequences of work-life balance. So I am very clear what I want to find out now. Antecedents and consequences of work-life balance. What are the factors are affecting, and what's the consequence of work-life balance? All right. This is what I got a clarity, and I know what is the definition antecedent, and I know what's the definition of consequences and what is my work-life balance. I'm clear. Okay, if anybody asks me, I can tell this. Okay, my topic is about this with the confidence. All right. Now, the second step. All right. Once the topic is selected, like for example, antecedents and consequences of work-life balance. Okay, this is my topic, you think. Okay. Now, after selecting the topic, next aspect is what I have to uh, write down, or I have to bring it out certain objectives and a hypothesis under this. Okay. So, what is the meaning of objectives and hypothesis? The main study, how it has to be like, reached out in the sense, my topic is antecedents and consequences of work-life balance. What all the components, like, this is a research problem, and dividing this whole main problem into small research problems called as this. All right. But then, which all, see, antecedents is given. Which all the antecedents I have to take? Consequences are there. Which all consequences I have to take? Then who has to help me here? Again, I have to do literature review. Okay, like whom to collect the data, whom I have to study is on whom, from where, which is my setting, and what is the meaning of antecedents and what is the meaning of consequences. All these questions answered by gather information and resources means literature review. Extensive literature review. Now I am doing extensive literature review on the selected topic. Before selecting the topic, I will read the literature just like that, get a idea about my topic. It is not specific to anything, but I like in that area, whatever article comes, I'll be reading and getting the knowledge out of it. But once a topic is selected, after that literature review should be on the topic. Okay, various studies, what all the studies you select, those studies they were talking about antecedents, and they select the studies they were talking about consequences, and some studies talk about only work-life balance, and also studies can be done on various sectors, and maybe IT sector, or maybe on teachers, or maybe on school teachers, or maybe on etc. etc. All right, all these things, all these studies I have to gather, and I have to do extensive literature survey on the selected topic. Okay, this will help me to, for what it helps for what? It helps me to identify research gap. All right. So once a topic is selected, then you have to study various literatures of under the topic, selected topic, because the topic might have done, so many people might say work-life balance is a very common topic actually. Okay, but still there may be certain research gap, right? What is the meaning of research gap? Which is not research gap means the knowledge regarding particular thing is not available. Okay, work-life balance done on this sector, but it is not done in this sector, or it is not done on these people. Okay, that is a research gap. Understood? So research gap, to identify the research gap, you need to have a reading of literature. I call it as extensive literature survey on the selected topic. All right, research gap to identify, I need to have this step. All right, so it will clarify me, okay, what has to be done, where it has to be done, whom it has to be done, and how it has to be done. All right, these are the components I will be answered. Okay, I get the information, I get the knowledge regarding all these things regarding my topic, that is antecedents and consequences. Okay, so that I can say that, see, all these things, studies are done, but in this particular area the study is not done, so that is my research gap. Okay, what is it? It is not a big thing at all. Like, if at all anybody asks you that what is your research gap, okay, this is my research gap, you should be able to tell. Okay, what does that research gap mean? Knowledge regarding what component you have taken, it is not being found in the literature. That's it. All right. So knowledge regarding certain component, which see added knowledge. I told you already. It can be added knowledge to the already existing knowledge. So that particular knowledge, it is not there in the literature. Okay, somebody was asking me like, no, somebody has come for the study of service quality in hospitals. Okay, service quality in hospitals. Then I told that it has been done. My own friend has of that service quality. Okay, then I know some other person also has done service quality in hospital only. I know that he has taken data from doctor's point of view, employee's point of view. He has taken service quality, and my own friend has done a study on service quality, but she has taken all these PhDs and rural area uh, uh, hospitals. Means those PhDs basically she has uh, concentrated. All right. I told her like that, but then she was not sure about what is the research gap in that particular area. But then she came back very confidently. She said, "Okay, I have gone through all the research, madam. So what I am doing is little different from them. Okay, I am concentrating only on teaching hospitals. Okay, with more than 1,000 bedded hospitals, I am concentrating. Yes, see, she could be able to tell what is research gap. This is what small thing we need to identify in research where information regarding that particular component it is not available in my research because nowadays all the thesis is available in your UGC website. Okay, it is Shodhganga, it is there, and she has gone back and searched, and then she got a clarity of what she has to do, which hospitals she has to include. Otherwise, she was including like all homes and colleges, medical colleges, everything. But then she sorted it out that okay, this is what I am doing now. So she is comfortable now with her topic. All right, that is what research gap should be identified. All right. So now, see, my topic is antecedents and consequences. After the literature survey, I am able to give one conceptual model like this. So beautifully, it see these things. Nobody will help you. You have to sit and you have to read the literature. That's it. Okay, reading habit you have to every day one two literature you try to read. Not only see some will only they see and then they save it. Ah, yeah, these are there in my laptop. It is there. I have to yet to see. You download and make folders and keep, but you don't read. Correct? No, it should not be like that. So in the initial stage, okay, because at the towards the end it is not possible to change. Okay, so first only you make all these things get clarified and proceed. Okay, so now after literature survey I am able to find out what all the antecedents I have to take and what all the consequences I have to take, and I can give a beautiful conceptual model by myself. I am proposing in my research this model. All right, this is what you should be able to find out in your extensive literature survey. Dear participants, concentrate here. You should be able to give either conceptual model. See, if at all your studies in human resource, it is very easy to give this particular model. Otherwise, you need to break your head to find out certain flow charts. At the end of your literature survey, this is what I am going to do. You try to give one flow chart, a gist of everything in one flow chart. Okay, that will give the clarity for you for the future to adopt the research design. All right, so this is what the research gap. All right, hope you are all there with me. I'm going on talking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now after that, after this, that identification of research gap and after the literature review, I will be able to speak about my conceptual model. And after this, I can go to my third step. What is that, my third step? construction of objectives and hypothesis, formulation of objectives and hypothesis. So it is very easy. What is my first object, or what are my objectives? Antecedents of a work-life balance and measuring work-life balance. Okay. And then objective 3 is these are the main 3 objectives. It is very much focusing on my topic. Apart from this, you can have any more other things, other objectives also. All right. See, main gap, what I have found, I'm not talking about gap now. What gap I have found with the researcher is they'll have a topic, they'll have a objectives, they'll have a hypothesis. Okay. Then hypothesis, see, when they come with that at the end of the preparation of the questionnaire, hypothesis, I will say that held you don't consider that now because each objective need to have hypothesis, right? All right. Because your objectives are the questions. Each problem, the full research problem has been divided into small problems, and you are giving under objectives. Correct, no? So what I found is that your topic is one, and objectives are plenty of objectives you give, but in that only one objective is about your topic. Okay, or it is not very clear. So all what you do is what people do is they they think that title of the topic and the objectives are not at all related. Okay, no, your topic and the objectives should be addressing your topic. Of course, more few objectives can be additional objectives you can consider, but majority of the objectives should address your topic. All right. So you have to. So this model definitely it is addressing the my topic here because I'm specific. What are the antecedents? Also, I have to take. I have taken A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Why? Because it is not much. It has been studied. I found the gap with this, and I found the gap with the consequences also. So I have incorporated in my study. All right. So now hypothesis, when you are talking about see objectives, and for every objective I told you, you need to have a hypothesis. Instead of putting need to have, it is better to have. Okay, rather I put it like that, better to have. All right. So now you see that H1, H2, I can clearly give. Your conceptual model makes your life so easy, right? It shows a clarity of your study, what all things you have to consider, and it gives a clarity for the hypothesis also. Okay, so this is what the help of extensive. This is the outcome of your literature survey. Okay, sometimes people I've seen that what they do is selection of the topic is right. They have done that, and straight away they go for a construction of the questionnaire. Not possible, dear participants. Unless you are fixed or unless you are clear about your objectives, and that objective should be derived from your title only. Okay, that should be focusing on your title. All right. Unless you are clear about the objectives, you cannot proceed with the questionnaire at all. Okay, so questionnaire will come after that. All right. So this is our third objective, that is third step, that is form objectives and hypothesis. All right. Now let us move on to the next one, third one. Yeah, third something is there. Yeah. Now see, extensive literature survey on the selected topic. We are doing what? We found out research gap, and through that we able to give objectives and hypothesis. All right. And now these are the objectives. I told you already. All right. After that, and hypothesis also will come into picture there, objective 1, impact of antecedents on work-life balance, or relation between the antecedents and work-life balance is hypothesis 1, and work-life balance and antecedents are there is a relation, there is an impact, it is hypothesis 2. I have 2 hypotheses. Whether you need more, your paper maximum two hypotheses enough, and more maximum two objectives enough. But your thesis have these objectives also, you can have more, but not ignoring your topic of the study. It has to come from, it has to handle, it has to address your topic, and you can have one, two, three additional objectives also, no problem at all. All right. So now, next step, that is preparation of research design. After your conceptual model is ready, you know that what you have to do, then research design. Of course, there will be some clarity. Sometimes it is not at all possible to resolve certain problems at all. Like, for example, one is like the sampling technique. Which sampling technique I have to use? So there is some problems will be there like that. But then you are very much clear now, but some sampling technique you can fix in that, you can adopt in your study also. Okay, now preparation of research design means what? You're preparing a blueprint of your whole study. Okay, this is what you call it as synopsis. You are doing a synopsis to submit to the university for approval, isn't it? So this is what a synopsis. And in a medical field, what they do is before submitting to the university, we have to undergo something called as ethical clearance. For ethical clearance also, we need to prepare the research design in the sense synopsis, okay, and submit to the ethical committee, and we should get the approval from them, and then only we can do the research, if at all it is for the paper. If at all you are submitting for the PhD people, PhD, those who are doing PhD, then after that only they can send it to the university for approval. For now, social science, I think it's not, it comes ethical clearance kind of thing. So now you have to, after your objectives are ready, the conceptual model is ready, then you are ready to write a research design. Now, this is very important. Listen to me carefully. This is very, very important. Again, it will give you the clarity of what method you have to adopt in this particular research. Okay, how to do it. All these questions will be answered this research design. Okay, if you have a synopsis and if you forget that, okay, I will do research after my delivery and after my after 2 years, then still your research design will be there. You can revisit that and you get full clarity of that. That's why the research design you use your path, or it gives a guide. It works as a guiding force for you to know what you have to do next, how you have to do. All right. So blueprint of the whole study. All right. Thing is what all things it should include. Of course, that study type. What is your study type? Now I am talking about blueprint apart from, say, blueprint or synopsis should contain topic of the study, why that topic is so important, introduction for that also it is required, need for the study. Okay, after that literature review you give, and you give, find the gap and give the conceptual model, and then you start with study. Okay, blueprint of the study research design requires what is the study type, what is your population, what is your sample, what is sampling technique, method of data collection, methods of analysis of data, and chapterization also required. These are the things you have to include in your, apart from the first three steps, apart from that, this is what it is required to provide a complete research design. All right. Let's see one by one. Study type. What's the meaning of study type? What is your study? Whether it's experimental, whether it is, there are, I can say the three types are there: exploratory study, descriptive study, and experimental study. Okay. So experimental study in social science research, I think it is not, not even 0.1%, I feel. Okay. But of course, in the education and all those who are doing this experimental study, okay, it can be exploratory or it can be descriptive. But exploratory also, it is very question mark. Okay, our studies majorly 99.9% are descriptive studies. descriptive and cross-sectional studies. All right. Exploratory studies. I told you, corona studies where they have done, no. That time it is exploratory study, exploring something which all the parameters are like involved in the corona severity. That's what the main thing. All the doctors used to do the study on that. So that was that exploratory study. But then otherwise, exploratory studies means the studies not much done, not much conducted. Those type of studies are called as exploratory studies. But then our studies in management research, it is the descriptive study only. So you have to find out which is your category here. Then you have to say that study is descriptive study. Then people understand you are not doing experiment, a new study. You are finding something added knowledge to the already existing knowledge. That is understood. All right. So in my topic, like antecedents and consequences of work-life balance, when you say, it is like, the antecedents and consequences, okay, work-life is okay, but it is fully question mark here. What type of, whom I am doing the study? What is my sample? All these things are not clearly mentioned here in the topic, right? So this my antecedents and consequences of work-life balance study also it is a descriptive study. All right. So next is population. What is my population? What's the meaning of population here? Population means whom you are doing a study. Don't you think it is important? Okay. Whom you are doing a study. See, we say that it is a research is for human service. Okay. Now, my study is on that is very important in your study. You need to identify your target population, whom you want to include in your study. Okay. So in that case, see, then I can reframe my question. I mean, the title of the study, Antecedents and Consequences of Work-Life Balance. It is a study among doctors. Don't you think it is clear now? Whom I am doing a study? I am doctors. All right. So population of your study, identify the population of your study, then say that your population of study is fish vendors or small scale vendors, okay, business people or IT sector or teachers or doctors. That you have to identify, or whether it is investors or customers of a hypermarket or whatever customers with all customers, okay, or bank customers. Who that you have to mention. So which is your population? Next, what is the population size? It is also important. So because my study is for human service, I need to know that. Okay. So doctors, population again, one more thing it is not clear is what in my topic. A study among doctors, where setting is very important. Whom I am collecting, where it is. Setting means what? Which place, whether it is in Dakshina Kannada, whether it is in the medical college of medical colleges under Rajiv Gandhi University, or whether it is any doctors who are practicing in Mangalore. Who? That also very important. So population definition is it should be clear, and there should not be any ambiguity that anybody asks you a question. It is that, no, it is this, no. If they say that, no, it is not that, not this. My population is this. You should be able to tell like that. All right. Now population size. Okay. Why it is important population size? Okay, now see in my study only antecedents and consequences when you are taking, okay, a study among the doctors. Now you think there are 4,000 doctors are there, almost when you say that take up doctors in Mangalore, Dakshina, suppose let me assume, see I'm not sure very clearly that were the 4,000. So 4,000 doctors are there, okay. So my population size is 4,000, okay. It will help me to whether I have to go for sample or not. All right. Suppose my title is like Antecedent and Consequences of Work-Life Balance, a study among female doctors. Okay. When I see the female doctors, it can be hardly 600 and 700. All right. So if at all 600 and 700, should I go for sample again? No, I have to collect data from everyone because it is my thesis topic, if at all. If it is a paper, maybe I can go for some sample size. But if it is a thesis, I need some 500 to 600 individuals to give me the data, right? So to decide whether, like, no, you need to go for a sample or not, whether your population is huge, vast. So population size is very. So to see, getting this population size, it is difficult, but then you can have approximately, like, no, okay. See, I told you service quality, somebody is doing a study, and her study is customers, that means patients of medical colleges. Then whom she has to, what is the population in our study? All the people, those who are the beneficiaries of her, I mean, they go to these hospitals are the population. But then what is the population size? How she'll know that all our patients, like, no, one or the other time, they're like, no, they'll be a patient. So then she can take it like, no, population of that particular area as a population size. Correct, no? So population of that particular area, you will get it from the census report. Okay. So we have to try to make, even you may not get it exactly, but approximately you need to have population size. All right. Then after that, sample. So what is the meaning of sample here? See, the sample is, it will create a lot of problem in your study when you are viva or anything, because you have to have a proper, what you say, that sampling technique and sample size. Okay. So, and now sample size, when you sample means what? What is the meaning of sample? It's a representative portion of the population. Okay. We collect the data from that sample and try to generalize it for the population. That's why the sample whom you select should be representative. All right. Now, what should be the sample size? Should I take 50? Should I take 100? Should I take 150? Should I take 300? My guide told 300. That person told 350. This person told 250. How we decide? We need to decide, like, the one optimum sample size. How to decide? So there is calculation. Okay. If you know population size, we have here, like, no, one formula is there. I mean, formula, it is very popular formula, very nice. It was given in 1965, one paper is there, his paper. This formula is very useful to decide a sample size. It doesn't mean that, see, in our medical research, since I am in a medical college, I'm a statistician there. In medical research, we are not at all using this formula. Why? Because we have the disease prevalence, the prevalence of disease, and basically ours is a comparison case control studies, and we are conducting there. So their formula is different. There are a lot of formulas, dear participants, dear friends. There are a lot of formulas to calculate sample size. All right, and some of them have given the, like, one chart also, like, to decide the sample size. If the population is so much, your sample size is so much, and that chart is based on this formula only. Okay, so keep it in mind. This is a formula. It is a savior for you, wherein you can decide your sample size, and nobody can question you. Why you selected 150? You should have taken 200. Your research is not worthwhile, and all. Nobody can tell you. So use this formula and calculate the sample size. So suppose I told you, doctors are 4,000. Suppose if I take, and I have to substitute n as 4,000, and E is the allowable error, actually precision level. So I go for 5%, so 0.05. I go for, means what? It can vary from 0 to 10%. Okay. E can vary from 0 to 10%. Okay. That is allowed. Okay. So I'll take one middlemost, that is 5%. Then my calculated sample size is 364. So beautifully you can, like, get one sample size, and it is scientifically done. So you can, like, go further with the collecting data for 365. Okay. So my sample size is so much. All right. So this is also very important in research design. All right. Next, this 364, how you're going to select? Because doctors are in all the colleges. How am I going to select? Then the question comes sampling technique. Which sampling technique I need to adopt? Because sample should be representative of the population. I keep it in mind that it should be representative. So I have sampling technique. All right. Hope friends, you are there with me.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, sampling technique, when you are talking about, okay, there are different sampling techniques are there, which is useful. Why we have different sampling technique? If all sampling technique has its own merits and demerits, advantages and disadvantages. Okay. In our like the management studies, simple random sampling technique is of no use. You cannot. All right. Even systematic. Okay. So maybe you can go for a stratified sampling or cluster sampling and multi-stage sampling. But then is there here in random sampling techniques, we say that we need a sampling frame. Okay. If at all it is a floating population, how you can have a sampling frame? See, I told you my studies on doctors in the Dakshina Kannada. That sampling frame definitely I'll get each college if I go, they'll give me the, of course, after ethical clearance, they will give. Before ethical clearance, I cannot approach any medical colleges for any data. See, if you're studying, I'm telling you again, if your study is on the medical college or the doctors or the nurses and things like that, you need to get the ethical clearance from hospitals or the medical colleges. Okay, so this is what. Other than that, if you include anybody that ethical clearance concept has not yet come, like no in that. But in medical colleges, on the doctors, on the nurse, healthcare workers, if you want to do a study, ethical clearance is must. If there is no ethical clearance, no doctor will look at your face and no nurses will look at your face because you are not taken ethical clearance. We have to attach that ethical clearance to whatever you got along with the questionnaire, and then we have to give the questionnaire to the people for the data collection. All right. So now sampling frame is a question. So that's what then like no, that's what I told you. Hiding sampling technique is little crucial, a little you have to, because a lot of confusions it will bring into like decide sampling technique. So we can adopt either a stratified cluster or multi-stage sampling for a collection of, collect the data. Okay. So only one sampling technique you have to mention, and then we have to mention the what are the methods of collection of data. Which method you are adopting to collect the data. Okay. So collection of data, which all methods we can have. One is observation method, interview method, and questionnaire method. These are the three methods are very very useful. Observation method is not ruled out in management studies because nothing, you cannot observe anything. You cannot observe attitude. You cannot observe satisfaction. You cannot observe anything they have to tell you that what they are feeling, what is their attitude about that, what are the benefits they got. They have to speak up. You cannot observe anything. So it is observation is ruled out in management studies. You can go for an interview method or you can go for a questionnaire method. All right. So you have to decide one, or it can be partially that and partially this also. No problem. Some of the people you are interviewed and some people you have given the questionnaire. That is also possible. Not a problem at all. All right. Method of data collection you have to decide. And next remaining is methods of analysis of data. Okay. Now in the research design, you have to tell little bit about what is your plan of data analysis. Okay. So there are two types of statistical analysis are there. That is a descriptive analysis and inferential analysis. Under descriptive analysis, we have frequency and percentage, mean, median, standard deviation. Inferential analysis, we can have t-test or Mann-Whitney test, ANOVA, Driscoll-Wallace test, chi-square test, or correlation and regression. factor analysis, or SEM also you can use structural equation modeling. And factor analysis, it can be exploratory factor analysis or confirmatory factor analysis. Okay, so you have to mention, if you don't have the idea, like no various studies, when literature, when you are reading, you'll understand that what are the methods they have used. Okay, you can take a help of those literatures, or you can take a help of some expert opinion. Take it for what all the analysis you have to do. The you will be doing in your research. Okay, but your synopsis should contain all this. All right. So what is our the steps in what is that fourth step, that is preparation of research design or synopsis, what I told you. This is an initial stage synopsis wherein you have to submit that to the university for the approval, and it works as a guide for you and like no for you. Okay, so sometimes what happens, no, this is, I'm telling you my like some experience with the people, like if I ask, what is your objective? It is there in my synopsis. What is your hypothesis? It is there in my synopsis. You understand? So it is like it helps you. That synopsis will help you that, okay, all these things are my methods. All right. So study type, population, sample size, sampling technique, method of data collection, method of analysis of data, and chapterization, chapters. Which are all the chapters? It is just like that 5 chapters you can mention. Chapter 1, introduction, chapter 2, literature, and chapter 3, methodology, and chapter 4, analysis and interpretation, and chapter 5, summary and conclusion, and then other uh, preliminary pages and the end pages will come. Okay, so chapterization also you have mentioned. This is in the step 4. All right, preparing a research. Okay, then comes fifth step, which is that fifth step. Fifth step is performing experiment and conducting survey and collection of data. Okay, sometimes what happens is people will prepare the synopsis and they forget about it, and after 2 years they open their synopsis and start collecting the data. Understood? So after preparation of the data, once the approval you get from the university, you can carry on, or you can, your topic is accepted, things are accepted, then you can start collecting the data. You can go to the field in the sense to collect the data. All right. Or if there are your studies including experiments, you need to experiment, observation method, or whatever method you have to start collecting the data. So conduct the survey and collection of data. This is a thing, actually it requires a lot of time, but what happens is people will give a lot of time to, like uh, the first phase, like the after synopsis preparation, everything. After that they'll slow down the thing, and then again they start, I have to finish it within 3 months, I have to finish it in 2 months, or I have to finish it in 1 month. Data collection you have to finish, and analysis you have to finish, and writing also you have to finish within 1 month. No, it is not like that. You need, see, research is like, no, it is not a hurried activity. It is an unhurried activity. All right. So it will take its own pace. Actually, it will take its own time. If it is like that, its own time means you are not giving a lot of time like that. You make one grand chart for that. Like this time, this time, this much time, I have to finish this is this, and you do it that in that particular period only, and enjoy doing it. Then only it will not be a burden for you. If you start enjoying doing all these things, it will not be a burden. Otherwise, it creates a burden, stress, and everything. Work-life balance among researchers we have to do that than anybody else, right? Yeah. Now, fifth step, it is performing experiment and collection of data you have to start with. It is very important, right? You have to collect the data. You need a lot of uh, stress is there. People will not look at you. They will not view the data and things like that. And there are a lot of difficulties are there. So, but then we have to collect the data. There is no this one. We have to have data. Why? Because data only derives the knowledge. All right. So the next step, sixth step, is analysis of data. Okay, this is the next step where this is purely your desk work in the sense you are not going out. You will be like, doing it in your own laptop and things like that. You have to dedicate your time for writing up, analyzing it, and writing up for because this will only at the end it will show you the result for your topic what you have selected, objectives what you selected. So the analysis of data, once the data is collected, analysis of data, it has got various steps in that the first preparation of master chart, or in other words, it's called as coding sheet, and then analysis. From master chart has been prepared. Why? Because your sample size supposed to be 364. Your all the data in the 364 questionnaire. That question in 364 data need to be transformed to the digital media or in the Excel form or in the SPSS form so that you can analyze that. If your data is there in the questionnaire, you cannot analyze at all. Okay? We cannot do anything with that questionnaire data. Okay. So sometimes people will ask, I have collected the data, all the is it so? Yeah, okay, you have prepared the master chart. Yeah, that is the problem. Anybody is there, madam, tell me, to enter the data, of course, it is taking time, yes, but if you do it, the reality of the data will reflect in your master chart, because otherwise you don't know if you are involving some people. Of course, if at all your own people, they do it, but if you go to the computer center and things like that, it will not be real at all. Okay. So analysis of data after preparation of master chart. Okay. So analysis of data, yes, of course, you need statistical methods. You are analyzing the data with statistics. Okay. So now, what is the meaning of analysis of data? Analysis of data means transforming the collected raw data to interpretable form. Transforming the collected raw data to interpretable form. That is the meaning of analysis of data. You collect it, it is in the questionnaire, but then it has to come in the form of analyzed form, wherein you can write the interpretation. See, here I have one questionnaire here, just for example, preparation of master chart and coding sheet, what we have to do, all the options need to be coded, and then we have to prepare a master chart like this. See, for the same questionnaire, this is a master chart. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but I feel it is visible. All the questions are coming here, and all the options are clearly expressed here. 1 means it has got a meaning, 7 means it has got a meaning, 12 means it has got a meaning. That's the codes of these options. All right. So this is what called as master chart or coding sheet. Okay. Now this data is there. This collected data is known to be information and not knowledge by itself. Again, if the data is in questionnaire also, it is not analyzing, I'm telling. After preparing the coding sheet also, it is not information by itself. So it has to be analyzed. Okay. So after preparation of the master chart like this, only we can analyze the data. Okay. Analysis of data. So analysis of data, that's what it is. Two types: descriptive analysis and inferential analysis. Descriptive analysis, frequency and percentage, mean, median, and standard deviation, calculation of that. Inferential analysis, there are so many things. But this all the see, descriptive analysis is mandatory for all the research. Inferential analysis, it is not mandatory of all these techniques. It has to be selected rightly. Okay. If at all using t-test, or whether you're using man-Whitney test, whether you have to use ANOVA, either one will be using, or or more than one will be using. Not necessarily everything will be used. It is depending on the situation. All right. So this, of course, you need maybe you need to know what is statistics. Okay. Or somebody has to guide you that what you have to suppose if you are not understanding the the concept or how to do it, you can get a guidance of the people and you can do it yourself. So we have one workshop in the third day of my sessions. It's about SPSS, where I will show you how to analyze the data also. Okay, so descriptive analysis and inferential analysis. Okay, analysis of the data after collecting the data. All right. See here, some of the tables are here, socioeconomic profile of the data. See, so below that, test is done here, here also. Okay. So this is a analyzed data. It comes in the table form. Okay. So this is related to SCM analysis. It is clearly shows whether motivation has an impact on satisfaction. Motivation has it is not showing impact on satisfaction, but motivation has an impact on productivity. Okay. So motivation and productivity is related here. All right. So this is a part of SCM. All right. This is also SCM. So statistical analysis comes into picture when you are talking about analyze the data. Why it is important? Unless you analyze, you cannot interpret. If you don't interpret, it is not a knowledge derived. So interpretation, what you draw is nothing but a knowledge. All right. Step 7 is, which is that interpret the data and draw conclusion. See here, I have one table here. Is investment in shares associated with the location where they live? So interpretation means the tables what analyzed and you get. You are writing the information, interpreting that, you're writing in the statement form. What is being depicted in the numbers or the data numerically expressed, that you are writing in the statement. And maybe you are adding your own intervention there also, why it is so and why not it is so. Okay, so that is called as interpretation. Writing the conclusion or the what you write up for a table, what has been derived from your research. All right, so that becomes a knowledge. Okay, your urban population is more satisfied compared to the rural population regarding some things. So here the interpretation I have written here, see. All right, what it is called as interpretation. Okay, so next step is preparation of the report. Right, prepare the report. Preparation of the report means what all you have done, putting it systematically under the chapters, each chapters, so that that will be your submitting and getting award for that. Whole research activity, whatever done, you will be showing or detailed explanation you will be giving with the in the form of under each chapter. All right. Hope delegates here with me.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Okay. So preparation of the report, you have to prepare the report. And about this, I am talking in a little while later, actually, preparation of the report. Then I think there is one elaborate session also is there, writing a report, thesis writing also it is there. There they'll explain how it has to be written, what all the components need to be kept in mind while writing the report. Okay, so I'll be talking about the paper writing. Paper writing and report writing, thesis writing is not same. Okay, so papers are, you have to finish it off within 6,000 words, and your thesis will be 250 pages or 300 pages. All right, so there is a variation, so that will be dealt with separately within a different session. Okay, next step, the last step is publishing. Okay, so in one thesis, you can publish many papers actually, because you will be having a lot of objectives and things like that. If at all doing only study, I mean for a paper publication, then it is not necessary to have too many objectives. The two objectives are enough, and one hypothesis or at the most two hypotheses is enough. All right. So the last step is publishing. unless we publish our study, our research go waste. There is no accountability for our research. It will not become any knowledge for anybody else, dear participants. So we had to publish that so that we get a recognition and our work will get a recognition and it becomes a knowledge for the people and that becomes a, like, some service to the humanity. All right. So that is the last step in research methodology. Okay. So that's what about various research steps, scientific way, the various methods, and then in each method, how it has to be done. I think, well, briefly, I tried to explain to you. Hope it is you understood or it is useful for you, so that you can have a very uh, very good try to select a good topic and objectives regarding that your topic, and then regarding the formulation of hypothesis and objectives, again, I'm talking tomorrow. Okay, let us have a little better clarity about the objectives and hypothesis tomorrow. So, objectives and hypothesis, and then research design. You see, that is it will take your lot of it requires a lot of knowledge regarding various steps, so how to do it and population, sample size, and all those things I told you. So you need some expert guidance also there, okay? But you should be clear till your preparation of the research design or the synopsis, what I told you, you should be clear about your study. If anybody asks any question about your topic and your objective, you should be able to justify that, not anybody else. Okay, don't expect people to give the feedback for that. You only have to tell, no, my study is like this is my objective, I have taken in this particular sentence. Okay, suppose a reframing of that objective is required, you can do it, not a problem. Title once selected and it is being registered in the university, you cannot change. I think maybe you can change, it will take time. Again, that university work will take a lot of time, and maybe some fees also you might have to give, and all things like that, it is there. So objectives you can change, but then objectives should be reflecting the topic of your study. Okay. So with that, I think I'll wind up this session.